Hello students, I am Priyanka Chaudhary from RBNB College, Srirampur. We are going to study 11 Science Physics, second chapter Mathematical Methods. In last lecture, we have studied what is the mathematical methods or why mathematical methods are necessary for studying physics. Then in that we have also studied about the scalars and vectors, and there are different types of vectors that we have studied. For example, position vector, unit vector, equal vector, resultant vector, like that. Now in today's lecture we are going to study about the vector operations. We know that vectors are nothing but the physical quantity which can be described by magnitude as well as direction. So, while performing vector operations, we have to consider the magnitude of a vector as well as the direction of the vector also. So, there are different vector operations that we are going to study. So, the first vector operation is the first vector operation is multiplication of a vector by a scalar. So suppose we have one vector q bar is a vector, then we have any scalar quantity. Suppose the scalar quantity is s, then if we are multiplying the vector q bar with the scalar quantity s, then we will have the another vector. Suppose that vector is p bar. Then this vector operation can be written as p bar is equal to s q bar. So p bar is the resultant vector when a vector q bar is multiplied by a scalar quantity s. So this vector p bar has the same direction as the vector q bar, but the magnitude of vector p bar is s times vector q bar. Magnitude of p bar is s times vector q bar. S is any scalar quantity, any number. So this is the first operation of vector, that is multiplication of a vector by a scalar. Then suppose we have at the same time two or more vectors, and we have to find the resultant of these two or more vectors. Then we have to perform addition or subtraction on the vectors. So the second vector operation that we are going to study is addition or subtraction of vectors. So the second operation that we are going to study is addition or subtraction of a vector. Now suppose we have two or more vectors, then we have to find the resultant of these vectors as a single vector. Then either we add these vectors or we subtract these vectors depending on the direction of the vectors. But we have to remember one thing, while adding or subtracting a vectors, these two vectors should be of the same physical quantity. For example, we have two vectors for force. Suppose first vector is force F1 bar, second vector is force F2 bar, then the resultant of these two vectors by doing addition will be F bar is equal to F1 bar plus F2 bar. Similarly, we have two velocity vectors. Suppose velocity v1 bar, similarly velocity vector v2 bar, then the resultant vector v bar is equal to v1 bar plus v2 bar, like that. So here we are adding or we may subtract these vectors when the vectors are from the same physical quantity. But it is not possible to add or subtract a force vector with the velocity vector. Means we cannot perform this operation like that. F1 bar plus V1 bar cannot be performed because it is a force vector and it is a velocity vector. So we have to add the same quantity or we have to subtract the same quantity. It is not possible. Then for doing vector addition or subtraction, we have to consider the direction of the vectors. So for example, suppose there are two vectors which are parallel to each other. Suppose two vectors are parallel to each other. That means they are moving in same direction. They are moving in same direction. Suppose this is the first vector. We say this vector as AB, vector AB. This vector is suppose 6 meter. It has a length or magnitude as a 6 meter. Then we have another vector BC. So suppose this vector is 4 meter. Then if you consider these two vectors, then these two vectors are parallel to each other, or we can say this arrow shows the direction of the vectors. So both the vectors are moving in the same direction. Now we have to find the resultant vector of these vectors, that is by adding these two vectors we get the single vector. So here we have to find the resultant vector, that is, this is the resultant mod of AC bar, which is given by mod of AB bar plus BC bar, that is 6 plus 4. If we consider here, then our resultant will be AC, which is 10 meter. So this is the resultant after addition. Now in this case, what we have done, we have added these two vectors to find a single vector, and the direction of this single vector will be the same as the direction of these two vectors when vectors are parallel. That is, when vectors are moving in same direction. Now, if we consider the second case. So, in second case, if vectors are anti-parallel, that means the vectors are moving in opposite direction, then what we have to do for find the single vector, we will study here. So, now vectors are anti-parallel. That means they are moving in opposite direction. They are moving in opposite direction. So now we will consider here vectors. This is vector AB. Suppose this vector is 11 Newton. Newton means suppose these are the force vectors. Then second vector BC. Suppose it is a 5 Newton. Now this vector AB is moving in this direction, and the second vector, that is vector BC, is moving opposite to first vector. Now in this case, if two vectors are moving in opposite direction, then to find the resultant of these two vectors, we have to perform subtraction on these two vectors. So we have vector AC bar is given by mod of AB bar minus BC bar. Here we are taking mod because if our answer is negative, then to consider a magnitude, we will take the value as positive. So here the resultant vector is AC bar. Now we have to perform subtraction, that is 11 minus 5. So what we get here? 6. Now while considering the direction of single vector or the resultant vector, the direction is given such that the direction of the vector which has higher magnitude. That means in between these two vectors, AB bar is 11 Newton and BC bar is 5 Newton. So this resultant vector AC bar is moving in the direction of the first vector AB bar. So this gives the direction of the resultant vector in the subtraction operation. So this is about the vector addition and subtraction. Then the next point that we are going to study is triangle law of vector addition. So the next point is triangle law of vector addition. So we have studied about the vector addition and subtraction. Now in case of addition and subtraction, the vectors are either parallel to each other or anti-parallel to each other. But every time the vectors are not moving in parallel or anti-parallel way. Suppose we have two vectors. This is a one vector PQ, and we have another vector RS. So now these two vectors are not parallel or are not anti-parallel. So in this case, how to perform a vector operation or how to find the resultant of these two vectors? So for this we are considering the triangle law of vector addition. Now in this triangle law of vector addition, if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle, means for example the same vectors we can draw here. This is PQ, this is RS. Then here it gives us resultant. That means if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by two sides of a triangle, then their resultant vector is represented in magnitude and direction by the third side of a triangle drawn in opposite sides. That means this third side of a triangle drawn like that, the starting point of the first vector to the ending point of the second vector. So this is the triangle law of vector addition. So this PQ vector is suppose A bar, RS vector is B bar, then the resultant of these two vectors will be the addition of these two, that is C bar, and this C bar is nothing but A bar plus B bar. So again I am repeating the same triangle law, that is if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by two sides of a triangle, then the resultant vector is represented in magnitude and direction by the third side of a triangle drawn in opposite sides. That is from starting point of first vector to the ending point of the second vector. So this is the triangle law of vector addition. Now from this triangle law of vector addition, it shows that there are two conditions that can be shown by the triangle law. So the first is So first is vector addition is commutative. That means P bar plus Q bar is equal to Q bar plus P bar. Now we have to show this. So for this we will consider a diagram. So now consider this diagram. Here we have drawn two triangles. So first triangle is OAB and second triangle is OCB. So the vector OA is P bar, vector AB is Q bar, similarly OC is Q bar and here CB is P bar, and the resultant vector is OB, that is R bar. So this is the resultant for this first triangle and this second triangle. So by using triangle law of vector addition in triangle OAB, so we will consider in triangle OAB, the resultant vector is OB bar, which is R bar. So it is given by P bar plus Q bar. Similarly, we will give it equation 1. Triangle OCB. So here also the resultant vector is OB bar, which is equal to R bar equal to OCB, that is OC plus CB, so Q bar plus P bar. Equation 2. Now from equation 1 and equation 2, the LHS is same as R bar, so we can write the RHS equal. That means we can write here P bar plus Q bar is equal to Q bar plus P bar. So from this equation we can say that vector addition is commutative. That means either we can add these two vectors from first plus second or second plus first, like that, then we will have the same value of the resultant vector. Then the second is we have to study is the vector addition is associative. So the second point is vector addition is associative. So to study this, again we will consider a diagram. So now in this diagram, OP bar is A bar, PQ is B bar, QR is C bar, and this OR is the resultant, that is R bar. So in triangle OPQ, A bar and B bar, so resultant vector will be A bar plus B bar. Similarly, in triangle PQR, PQ is B bar, QR is C bar. So PR is the resultant vector as addition of two vectors, that is B bar plus C bar. Now we have considered that vector addition is associative. That means we have to prove that A bar plus B bar plus C bar is equal to A bar plus B bar plus C bar. Now for this, by considering this diagram, we can prove it. So for triangle OPR, so in OPR, OP is A bar, PR is B bar plus C bar. So we will find the resultant vector, that is R bar, is equal to A bar, that is OP, plus B bar plus C bar. So this is equation 1. Now similarly, we will consider the second triangle, that is triangle OQR. So in triangle OQR, A bar plus B bar plus C bar, which is equal to R bar. So equation 2. Now again, from equation 1 and 2, we can write A bar plus B bar plus C bar, which is equal to A bar plus B bar plus C bar. That means we can say that by considering triangle law of vector addition, we can prove that vector addition is commutative as well as vector addition is associative. So this is about the basic vector operations from the mathematical methods. Then the next point we will study in next lecture. Thank you.